Hey guys, this is Mitzi Newman with Century 21 Liberty. And I'm coming to you today. We're talking about the home buying process, and right now we're talking about the terms of the contract. So the first term that we're going to talk about is the offer or the sales price. This is the amount that you're going to tell the seller that you're willing to purchase the home at this amount. So 2 or 3 things that I want to talk about is when you're making an offer, you got to remember that the seller has either lived in this house and has an emotional attachment to this house, or has renovated this house and has put thousands and thousands, possibly tens of thousands of dollars in repairing this home. There's hidden costs that you don't possibly know of. So we do want to make sure that when we make an offer, it's based upon market value. Not just your feelings. You see a house, you think it's worth $120 because that's maybe what it's worth somewhere else. We want to make them a fair offer. Of course, we always want to get a deal too. We're always going to work to make that happen. But so let's say we have a house that's listed for $140,000. What I'm going to do as your buyer's agent is I am going to go and I'm going to look at homes that are surrounding the area. I'm going to look at the same square footage, the same age. Ideally, I'm going to do the same condition. And we're going to see if that list price makes sense. We may find some homes, 3 or 4 homes that sold for $135, and this house is listed at $140. Is the condition different? Do they possibly have a new roof? Do they have a new HVAC? Do they have a new hot water heater? Those are the type of things that we want to take into consideration when making an offer. So, as your buyer's agent, I'm always willing to help you make an offer. One thing I do want to make you aware of is if it is a renovated home, because of the additional, the better condition, it is going to command closer to list price. And in our market, we have a very strong market. So our average list to sales price is about 98.9%. That means if you have a home that's listed for $100,000, generally it's going to go for $98,900. So if you have a house that you're interested in, we can always make a lower offer. Just know, sometimes it does work. There's been times I've definitely been surprised. You don't know what the seller's motivation is. But now if we've got a house that's completely renovated and has all new major systems, we may end up having to offer over list price. The good thing about that though is the appraiser comes out to the house and he or she will look at that house and will determine a value for it. So let's say you offer $144,000 for that house. That house may appraise only at $140. So what's going to happen is the seller is either going to reduce the price, or he or she will have to walk away from the transaction. That doesn't normally happen in our case. Reason being is because we do have such a high percentage of VA and FHA buyers. So generally, the agents around here already let the sellers know that, hey, if it gets appraised and it comes in low, there's a very good chance that you're going to have to reduce the price. So sellers are pretty aware of this. It's rare. Now, if I see something that is glaring, that we see a house is listed for $160, but all my comps come in at $120 and it doesn't have updated systems, we may, if you really like that house and you want to write for $160, we can do that. But the appraiser is going to come back and say, hey, you know what, I can only get it to a price to $120 based upon everything else. At that point, if there's that much of a difference, we may want to say, hey, Mr. Seller, we're willing to take a chance on this, but if this happens and you decide not to move forward, we can ask them to pay for our appraisal costs. If that happens, we can ask them to reimburse us for our home inspection. It doesn't always happen that they'll actually agree to it, but it is an option that we have. So just know that the appraiser is kind of quality control to make sure that values aren't being inflated and such. But that is our discussion about sales price today. So if you have any questions, as always, you can email me at mitziismyagent@gmail.com, or you can always send me a message on Facebook. My business page is www.facebook.com/mitziismyagent. And my phone number, you can text me or call me, is 910-978-2337. and I'm with Century 21 Liberty down on 208 Hayes Street in Fayetteville. And I look forward to talking to you guys, and I'll be doing the rest of the terms of the offer to purchase shortly.